heartbroken after the loss, and as I said after the game, could not be more proud of players and staff. And man, what an epic game it was. Two great teams, I thought, and the atmosphere was unbelievable. We handled it back and forth throughout the game, and it's just. Well, I just hated how it ended for our guys. Of course, there's no way a loss would have been a loss, no matter how you cut it. But sure, tough to lose that way at the end. But could not be prouder of them. Yesterday was our meeting. We got a short week this week, so it was a tough meeting. And we built these guys to play for championships. So I think obviously they're still recovering, or were. I think hopefully we kind of moved past that last night as much as we possibly can. Getting ready for a big senior day against a really good. Texas El Paso team, Coach Demmelman, I've got a ton of respect for him. What a great career he's had, and I knew if they gave him long enough there, he would get them playing good, and he is. They're good on both sides of the ball in the special teams. Offensively, they got a really good quarterback. They can run it, they can throw it defensively, get after you. Very physical. He's went out and got a bunch of good players, and they're bowl eligible now. So same record as us. So good team coming in here for us on senior day. Big day for us. We got a bunch of seniors that have meant so much to me in this program, and just can't thank them enough for what they've done for us, and that's what we said. We want to go out and play at our best, for those guys. So, looking forward to finishing it up the right way. But then we know we got a tough opponent coming in. Okay, questions?
Obviously, you mentioned it, heartbreak all around the program, just coming off this loss. But do you feel that's maybe a positive kind of thing for this program, considering that it's championships, that is the expectation? Do you feel that these emotions are warranted and are a positive effect of the program's rise? Yeah,
good question. I think, and I've said this before, people question, when you talk about championships and you break it down on champs, and every day it's you're setting yourself up for something if it doesn't go the way you want it to, and I wouldn't have it any other way, and it's. Do we play with emotion? Yes. Do we care? Yes. Do we put all we have into it? Yes. And that's the only way I know how to do it. And when that happens, if it doesn't go, all the way you want it to, it's going to hurt, But I don't think I would have it any other way. I don't think our guys would. When you care and you care about each other and you work hard. And I think, I've had so many texts from coaches that saw that game and said, man, that was an epic, and just how hard our guys play. And I think that's the one thing I can always say. That's the resume of our staff. That's their resume, is that you put everything you have into it, and that's all you can do, is give all you have. And I can say honestly, I have no regrets with how we prepare and how we work. And there's always a thing or two you do, you'd like to see different, but I could not be prouder of those guys and kind of really where we are, as far as being all in and being all in for each other.
Bill, could you talk a little bit more about this senior class, especially the guys who came back for one more year to win a championship?
Oh my gosh! I think it was twofold. I think it was to win another championship and to play in protective and to be with each other. And I think, we were sitting there last year, and I've told that story so many times when we'd had game after game after game canceled, and we were hurting, and we walked up the steps in the backside of protective, and I think they saw the fact that they could play in that stadium, stay together, and have a chance to win. And we were just trying to get another game to maybe have a chance to be in the championship game. So I think it was as much about playing with each other and that they enjoy that and playing in that stadium. And then, of course, for us, it's always about trying to win a conference championship. That's what it's always been about. But it's a special group. I won't go through each guy right now, but, boy, just what a good group of guys and how they've led. They've led us throughout. And, of course, they were seniors last year. So, we would have those senior meetings last year, and then we would have them again this year. So, just going to be tough to lose those guys, so I want to send them out the right way.
Go to the game this week, UTEP, they got a quarterback who's just got an absolute rocket of an arm. Just what have you seen from him, as well as his receiver corps? Because he's got one of the top receivers in the conference as well in that group. Yeah,
that's two. Quarterback we got to see in 19, I think Loxley was at quarterback and got injured in our game, and all of a sudden here comes this, our other guy, and it's like, wow, who is this guy? And they had held his red shirt, and I think we were in those last 4 games, and so I remember him then. We didn't get to play him last year, so he can spin it. And then 6, and I don't have his name right off, number 6, but boy, I think he's been all conference 2 or 3 straight years. He's dynamic. He's probably as good as anybody we've seen all year. So that's what a good combination those two guys are.
Bill, what can you say to the fans to kind of appeal to them to come out Friday and just send these guys off the right way?
Yeah, that's a great, Jeff. I appreciate that. I think we understand Thanksgiving and all the things that's going on, and there's high school games this night, and you got a game the next day. I'm Auburn the next day, I guess, but that's why we picked the time we're doing it, is hopefully to get them out. And I think these guys deserve, if you just look at their effort, you look at their what they've done, they deserve to be sent out the right way, and they deserve to have a really good crowd. And and from what I just came from, that was a great crowd supporting their team, and that's what we need.
Anything else for Coach?
Good?
Yeah, I've got one, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about the mic.
You're okay. You're okay. You're
I
okay.
get loud.
Go ahead.
Anyways, Coach, sports is, in my opinion, 90% mental, 10% physical. Okay. You're coming off a devastating loss. What is the message in the locker room? How do you and your coaches plan on getting your guys up after
Sure.
a loss and
Yeah.
everything? I mean, that's a tough task.
It is. Yeah, and I say this all the time. The hardest thing as a coach to do is to get you guys up after a loss. I mean, that's probably the hardest job I have. I think for us yesterday was so important, and that's why I always talk about good, bad, and ugly. And you got to have closure to the last game, win or lose. And so to get some closure to that game last night, and to say, okay, what's in front of us right now, and it's playing for each other and playing for these seniors. When you put it all on the line, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But you're not going to win every game. We understand that. So we're playing for each other. We've still got a bowl game after this, so that's what we're playing for, and that was a message.
I guess we'll start with the seniors nearest and dearest to your heart, your offensive line. Just talk about those guys, the seniors on that line, and what they've meant to you in this program the past couple of years.
I mean, those boys have meant everything to me. I mean, I've been here since 18, so I've lived around them for the past 4 years. And then even last year at the end of the season, we weren't sure if they're going to stay or not. And then I think they all really came together and said, hey, let's win another championship. And to me, that's everything. I mean, you can't ask for a bunch of guys to do that, to stay one more year of college, to go through that, and just the grind. And I'm just super proud of them, and this game means everything for them Saturday.
And I'm building on that. You look at your other two guys on that offense, your two tight ends. I mean, you got your hot man as well as that gazelle out there running touchdowns all season long. Just to speak to those two guys.
Yeah, Garrett Prince and Hayden Pittman, I love those boys. They're actually some of my roommates. I lived with Garrett last year, and the year before I lived with Pittman. So, I mean, those boys mean everything to me. I mean, we're probably the two closest on the offense, and they just are absolute ball players. I mean, especially Garrett Prince. I mean, I don't think we could stop him all year catching the ball. And then Hayden Pittman, he's a 4-year starter ever since he got here. He's been starting. And so, I mean, you can't ask for those guys to stay another year. I mean, that's incredible for them, and love those boys.
Hey, Dylan, can you talk about this offense and how much it's progressed? Got great balance on Saturday with Debo and then, the deep ball to Trey. How far has this offense come this year?
I mean, this offense has come a long way. I mean, I think the past probably 5-6 games, I think each game we've gotten a lot better. I mean, even Debo, even the O-line, even the receiver, I think every game we've gotten a lot better. And even last game, I think we definitely had our shot to win the game. I mean, we were crushed on that. But I think as an offense, we put up a lot of yards. And I think by halftime we had over 300 yards or something like that. So, I mean, we're super proud of this team and then super proud of our offense.
And CB just mentioned, to ask Coach Clark this about, what he does, what his message is. You're the coach on the field. I mean, what's your message to this team as you go to practice today and throughout the rest of this week to try to get them back up?
I really just say that game is behind us, and I think everyone's probably still, even me, still looking back at that game just crushed, and even waking up just knowing how close it was. But I think at this point it's win the next game for the seniors. I mean that's all it's really about. Win the game for the seniors, then win a bowl game. I think that's the big message right now. Is just win out, and you can't be more proud than that.
Anything else for Dylan?
And what would it make you to win out for these things?
I mean, just knowing that we're winning on a high note at the end of the year. Now, I mean, we can end on a loss and everyone's down and whatnot, but just knowing we finished out strong, and we can't be more proud of that.
Obviously, y'all had a lot of guys come back on this defense from last year. Ones who took that extra year. Just what have these guys been able to mean for this defense, as well as for you underclassmen, what they've been able to kind of instill in these younger guys for this program and the expectations.
Right. These guys who came back, they like real leaders on the team. So whatever they say, we listen to them. Like, they've been here for 4 or 5 years, so I look up to them boys. I just want to send them boys out with a win.
How tough is it to get over a loss like that? A loss is one thing, but to lose on the last play of the game, and you're on the defense that
Right.
gave up the touchdown. How difficult is that to kind of put that behind you?
It's very difficult. Like, things happen during the game. Like, I wish we could have got a couple of those forced fumbles back, but we gotta go to the next game, like, and send these boys out with a win. Like, that's all that's on our mind. Is sending the seniors out with a win.
The team you got faced this week, they got a quarterback that's just got a rocket of an arm, but also they got a couple really good running backs as well. How do y'all prepare for a team that can kind of hit you in both areas, and are successful in doing so?
I think we just need to go out and practice and do what we normally do, and things will go our way. Like, if we go out and practice, get our mind off this last game, and we step forward for these seniors, then we should come out with a win.